Donald Trump is working furiously at Mar-a-Lago. I understand he did 70 world leader phone calls in the first week. That's quite a heavy pace because you've got to not just schedule that, but you've got to plan, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to get? Like, you can't just have a chit chat. You want to, if you're talking to the King of Saudi Arabia, if you're talking to the Prime Minister of the UK, you have to sort of line up, okay, what do they want? What do I want? Can we have a productive meeting? Like, maybe it was just a 30-second chit chat, but I doubt it. Like, that's heavy intellectual work that takes a lot of staff and planning. In addition, he is starting to name his team, his cabinet, his chief of staff. I'm excited about his deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, who was a very hardline policy activist in Trump's first term. Let me show you a clip of Stephen Miller, just a sample of him fighting like a tiger on one of these pundits panels. I mean, obviously his work in the White House is more important than his work on TV. But if this is what he's like behind the scenes, it's pretty awesome. Here's Stephen Miller.
The people that you don't connect with and understand, the people whose manufacturing jobs have left, who've been besieged by high-crime communities, and who've been affected by a policy of uncontrolled immigration, those voices, those experiences don't get covered on this network. That's why, to prove the point, I was booked to talk about the very issues I'm just describing, and you're not even asking about them because they're not interesting facts to you.
That's not true. I have plenty of questions on immigration. You've attempted to filibuster by talking about your flights with the president. I want to ask you a question because
don't be condescending, Jake.
Stephen, the president and the White House.
The reason why I want to talk about
the president and the White House.
The reason why I want to talk about the president's experiences, what I've seen with him traveling to meet dozens of foreign leaders, with his incredible work.
Okay, you're not answering the questions.
No,
I understand.
You have 24 hours a day of anti-Trump material. You're not going to give 3 minutes for the American people to hear the real experience of Donald Trump.
There's one viewer that you care about right now, and you're being obsequious. You're being a factotum in order to please him. Okay. And I think I've wasted enough of my viewers' time. Thank you, Stephen. As Republicans, lawmakers call for Attorney General Jeff Sessions to resign.
Yeah, so it's not the namby-pamby approach that, well, frankly, other Republicans have. I see the nomination of Marco Rubio for Secretary of State. He's probably too much of a war hawk for my taste. But it's still early days. Hey, Tom Homan for border czar. Let me just show you a clip of him. He was talking on 60 Minutes a few weeks ago about how he would do mass deportations. Let me show you a clip of Tom Homan. Oh my God, look at this guy.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
I had the pleasure of meeting him a few months ago at a convention, and he's like that. And I thought, this guy's so tough. Would he be allowed to be this tough if he were in the second Trump administration? Well, so far the answer is yes. Let me ask you, as a Canadian, do you think this is going to spark another wave of migrants from America, people who are about to be deported by Tom Homan, coming across to Canada? Like, for example, all the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio. Maybe not all of them have legal status. Do you think they're going to say, well, let's go to Montreal? They speak French there. There's a Haitian community there. Let's get out. What do you think is going to happen?
It's interesting. First of all, it was already happening. Like, Eric Adams, before he got indicted, was already shipping illegals up to the border of Quebec and paying for their bus tickets and saying, cross over, go be Canada's problem. It might be too late for that now, because you got Trudeau in the most disgusting of 180-degree boat. What is it called? Volte-face?
Yeah.
Is now saying we can't have any more immigrants or illegals or migrants in Canada. So that ship might have sailed. But Homan is the paradigm of a badass. But, tough, but fair. He's the type of person you actually want to have as a father, as a coach, as a teacher. Yeah. In the 60 Minutes interview, he's like, I won't separate them. They're going to get deported together. Yeah. And in his AOC exchange, I'm sorry, every time I arrest somebody for DUI, domestic violence, whatever, I'm separating a family. Yeah. That's what happens when a parent breaks the law. Yeah. So go back and come at a port of entry legally if you're claiming asylum. Yeah. And that's that, the end of it. But it's like, Trump on the phone, I agree, a lot of prep has to go into that, but a lot of it is just having an understanding of the overall geopolitics. Yeah. He knows who these people are. He knows what their concerns are, and he knows what his goal is. Yeah. And as they say now, daddy's home, and there will be some order in this house, and Trump is bringing it even before he steps foot back into the White House.
Yeah. You mentioned the exchange between Tom Homan and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It was so delicious. I just got to play it for you now. Here, take a look.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in a car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his family.
Mr. Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy is serious about his job. There will be a lot of attempts to undermine him. Like you say, we haven't seen the riots yet. Don't think that Alex Soros and the rest of the Democrat machine have given up. They will try to clog up that deportation because that's the key to everything. That's their key for driving left-wing policy, for turning Texas blue, for turning all the battleground states blue. So immigration is such a key issue. Oh, hi, it's Ezra Levant here in Toronto with an important message because we need your help. Independent journalism in Canada is under attack. Government censors, big tech deplatformers, and the dying legacy media are all working together to maintain exclusive control on the information you receive. They don't want you to hear other voices like ours, and they really don't want you to be informed and to think for yourself. That's why the work we do here at Rebel News is so important. Our on-the-ground reporting, independent news shows, and special content you won't find anywhere else. It's all designed to give you trustworthy information and alternative viewpoints so you can decide for yourself. We don't get government money, and we are not owned by some big global conglomerate. We're funded by people just like you, so please support independent journalism and help us continue our work by subscribing and becoming a Rebel News Plus member today, right here on the page. Go to rebelnewsplus.com. Members get instant access to all of our shows, invitations to exclusive events, and access to our premium content like live event footage and documentaries you won't see anywhere else. Only Rebel News Plus members can join the conversation by participating in the comments section of our new website. That way you can have your say too. More than anything, though, you'll be able to take pride in supporting real, honest journalism, and you'll help our talented team continue to do the work to push back on the establishment. We really can use your help. We need it, in fact. So thank you, and enjoy Rebel News Plus.